FREQ. Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 2. We have a very special guest with us.
Our first guest.
Jayna. Welcome to the podcast.
Very special guest.
This is so exciting for me.
Thank you for coming on with us. I'm so happy.
Right. Well, I guess maybe talk about how you two know each other.
Yes. So me and Jayna are best friends, and we met in 2014, I think. And we met because we went to a Danny Brown concert together.
Oh, shoot.
Yep. Nobody was listening to Danny Brown around us, so I posted it on IG or something, or Twitter. And she was like, I'm down to go with you. And ever since then, we've been best friends. Literally.
That's dope.
And now she's out in LA.
And now you're out here in LA. We're all out here in LA from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Talk about that journey and what you've been up to and what the plans are now.
So I've been wanting to, leave. I've been in Boston my whole entire life, ever since I was little. So I wanted to just go somewhere, and I didn't know exactly where to go. And then Tori moved out here, and my older sister lives in the Bay Area. And she was telling me that she's going to be in LA a lot, throughout this year. So I was really like, okay, LA sounds like a really good spot to go, especially I'm, trying to get into health coaching, and I'm a pole dancer, and I felt like over here was a good spot for both of those things. So.
Yeah.
For sure. And you're also a student now, right?
Yeah, I'm going to IIN online to become a health coach. It's a health coach certification for nutrition. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Talk about the buzzword holistic approach to lifestyle and stuff.
Holistic.
What does that mean to you?
So for me, holistic means really taking everything into consideration. I heard recently someone used the metaphor of a spider web. Health is like a spider web. You can't just pull one string and expect the whole thing to stay intact. Holistic health really means that everything is truly connected. Your mental, your physical, the way you feel, what you're craving, all that is connected. So that's kind of the approach.
Oh, dope. I honestly, I knew that all of those had to do with it, but I thought holistic meant natural or something.
Yeah,
which it is too.
Right. So, if you're go to somebody who's holistic, they're not going to tell you to take a pill to fix this one symptom you have. They're going to look at why are you having that symptom, and let's treat the root cause rather than just covering up the symptoms with pills and things like that.
Yeah.
So holistic is very much a natural approach.
Yeah. Okay. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
And what I got from that definition is this idea of everything's connected, right?
Mm-hmm.
How you feel is directly connected to what you're eating, is directly connected to how much exercise you're getting, is directly connected to every input and output that goes through your body at any time.
Absolutely.
And mind. Mind is a big part of it too.
Totally. Huge part.
Yeah, so, I know Jayna's always been very spiritual. Well, not always, but
Yeah, lately.
lately, definitely got me more tapped in, and, just tell everybody a little bit about what kind of spiritualities hello.
Spiritual modalities.
Yes, your spiritual modalities. I like
There's
that.
a lot of vocab.
What do you practice to be spiritual? What do you believe exactly?
Yeah. So I said spiritual modalities because I feel like spirituality is a huge umbrella term, and you can be spiritual and be anything, right? And
whatever you're believing in.
Yeah, one modality I would say is astrology. You can use that as a means to. That was kind of one of my gateways into spirituality because it teaches you so much about yourself, and it really shows you that we came from the stars. This is very cosmic. This is not an accident. Our bodies aren't broken. That we are here for a very specific reason, and all that. And another thing that I've been studying a lot is the fourth way, which is a type of spirituality that kind of looks at the different centers of the mind. And so there's our emotional body, our intellectual mind, and then our physical body, which is our instinctual and our movements, right? And the way of the yogi is they learn to quiet their mind, right? They learn a lot of the spirituality to meditation, it's quieting your mind. And the way of the monk is to completely rid themselves of their emotions. They really control and take control of their life through their emotions, and that's how they reach their spiritual enlightenment. And then there's the way of the FREQs, which are the people who put their bodies through very intense physical things like ice baths and you know, stuff like that, very intense workouts, and that's how they reach their spiritual enlightenment. But I like the fourth way because it's called the way of the sly one, which means that rather than, you know, choosing this to go heavy in one of these areas, we recognize that there is these different areas: the physical body, the mental, intellectual mind, and then our, you know, spiritual body and emotional body. And it really seeks to bring balance between all of those. So I've really, really been intrigued by this work lately. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really dope. I want to ask, like, what's something that was like a shift for you? What's something that you were doing before that you either do or don't do now?
Wow, there's probably a lot of things. I think the main thing that I do now is just I just bring more of like mindfulness, like a daily mindfulness, you know, just paying more attention to the things I'm doing, why I'm doing them, and the things I'm saying to myself, and why I'm saying those. Like, one thing I used to do all the time, like, it's something stupid, I would drop something, oh, I'm such a fucking idiot. What a dumb idiot. Like, always calling myself these bad names. I'm looking in the mirror, pointing out all my flaws, telling myself, oh, I look gross. Like, you know, and like, once I started becoming more, you know, spiritual and mindful of these things, I realized, like, I'm literally like killing my soul. Like,
you're
why
bullying
am I doing
yourself.
this to myself? I would never talk to anybody like that. And I talk to myself like this on a daily basis, and I think that, and then I wonder why I have no self-esteem.
Yeah.
You know? So
For real.
that was probably the biggest thing that changed my life.
Yeah. I definitely like practice mindfulness a lot now too. Like, you definitely got me into that, and even astrology I've been trying to tap more into too, because it really just makes you like understand people better.
It does.
You know, like, you can be like, oh, this person has such a big ego, or like, you know, certain things that, like, you know, they could maybe change some things, but like some things are just, it's so strong in them because that's just how they are.
Or like, you
know?
can tell how people are different, and that's okay. You know, like, some people are so deeply, deeply emotional.
Yeah.
And they, you know, and then other people aren't. And then, like, these two people are like, why aren't you like me? Why aren't you like me? And it's like, no,
Why
you guys
aren't
are
you showing
both
these emotions?
beautifully okay on your own. You're just different. And astrology, like, really lays it out for you. And it's like, oh, you're deeply emotional because you have this moon or whatever, right? You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, now I understand why you're like that. And now that I know that, I will give you a little bit more of my, like, sensitivity, because now I know that I am not like that, you know, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So it's really beautiful. It's beautiful. I think.
It's very beautiful.
Well, we were talking about the different personalities, but you know what I find too sometimes is people that are too similar don't get along.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah.
Why is that? Why is that?
Totally. I mean, I feel like it's like, you know, everyone is a reflection of you, right? But when you see someone who's so similar to you, you're really getting faced with yourself and putting yourself to the test, I guess. That's how I would see it. I mean, if someone
comparison.
like they're showing you exactly what you're like, it's kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
You know what I
can
mean?
see those like toxic traits that like you may
I
not
do
pay that much attention to.
I don't like that. Yeah, right.
And then you're like, oh, okay.
It's
like seeing it from like the outside, like as if you're looking at yourself, literally. Like, we don't ever look
that's
at
how
like
I
a chest
come
like
off.
that. But like, yeah. Definitely.
You can take it
And me and
offensively,
Jayna,
or
she's
like,
a Cancer and I'm a Capricorn, and like we're
the
like opposites,
which means-
right?
Yeah, that's why we're like,
And
we go
like
so good
we
together.
go so good together. I feel like it's like a kind of balance, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. And like, maybe like, how do you think like people can get into astrology more if they wanted to?
Oh my
Because
gosh, yeah.
co-star,
It's
Jayna
like
does
my
not fuck
weakest-
with co-star.
I've been saying this.
What is
knew
co-star?
this.
What is it?
Okay, co-star, it's an app. A lot of people, it's like super hip, I think, right now. It's nice because and the reason why I downloaded it is because they give you a nice chart, which like lays out for you what your chart is for you, because I know sometimes the astrology wheel is confusing. If you don't know how to read it, it's like, what the fuck am I looking at, you know? So it was nice for that, and like it gave you these updates and stuff, but I started noticing early on, like, the things they would say to you were very, like, convoluted and, like, misleading and, like, like, it was not, like, comforting at all. And like,
they give you, like, daily, like, notifications of, like, a saying, like, saying something, like a little...
I deleted the app a long time ago, so it's changed a lot since I've seen it.
It was just like a daily thing, and then like
they would tell you things.
All these different
avoid
things
this and this and
Yeah,
this.
avoid it, and you can connect with your friends on
Yeah.
it. And it will say to avoid your friends.
Yeah, it would be like avoid Tori and bookstores. And I was like, what the fuck, me and Tori were gonna go to the bookstore today. Like, dead ass. Like,
literally.
It's so, and I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna let this app, like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be, oh, now astrology doesn't want me to go to the book. No, that's fucking wrong. Fuck that lady who made that app, and she already admitted that she was purposely being mean to people with the notification.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
Fuck CoStar. I was actually thinking about maybe doing like a class on how to read your own birth chart, so that you could look it up and figure it out for yourself, because astrology really is your own interpretation of it. You know, like, of course you could get a reading from somebody who's really good and they would be very intuitive about it and stuff, but if they tell you something that doesn't resonate with you, like, fucking chuck it and go learn on your own and decide for yourself who you are, you know?
Totally.
That would be my advice.
Dope. And then we can also talk about your eating and diet, because Jayna used to be a vegan. Started off as a vegetarian, pescatarian, did you start off? Or did you just start off vegetarian?
In 2016, I started off pescatarian. And then I did that for 4 years, and then I was eating fish that whole time. And then in like October 2019, I went vegan, and I did that for a whole year. And then it was only like until recently that I decided that I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, so tell us about that.
Yeah, so I went to, all right, like my whole life, like I feel like I've been on this like hunt for what is the truth, right? It's like part of my numerology too, and my human design. I'm like a truth seeker, so like I'm like always been wanting to know what is the healthiest thing. Like I just want to know. I want to be healthy. I want my family to be healthy, and I want to tell everyone how to be healthy. And like I remember thinking like 5 years ago, like looking at cheese and being like, is this even fucking healthy? I have no idea. Like I don't know. Like, you know, so I got wicked into the vegetarian shit and the vegan stuff, and like I was heavy into that research, and it all made sense. And like if you look at the studies, you know, any studies that you indulge yourself in, any area, you know, if you want to be vegan and you indulge yourself in that literature, go ahead, you're gonna, you know, change your whole beliefs, and you're gonna believe that. And so that's what I did. And then when I started realizing like this is not as like easy, or kind of doesn't even make sense, because it's like, if I'm gonna like the example that you said, like if you're gonna go to McDonald's, you might as well get the fucking soda rather than getting the water if you're eating McDonald's anyways.
You're already eating it.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I'm vegan, but like if I'm gonna be eating this fake meat, what the fuck is that? Fake cheese.
Meat,
I'm like, what are we doing at this point? I'm like, that doesn't make sense anymore. So now I'm like, okay, what do I really need to be healthy? Because something tells me it's not just fucking leaves, like, you know? Like, and that's a joke everyone makes. Everything vegans just eat leaves. And no, of course, there's multiple vegetables that are amazing. And I still don't eat meat, but like, I don't know. I just don't think that there's like one diet for every human.
Every body type and everything.
And that
like
includes the vegan diet. I don't believe that every human would be okay on that kind of diet.
That. Yeah. No. Some people can like get less healthy.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and people would be like, oh yeah, I'm healthy because I'm vegan and I this and I that. And it's like, well, how do you know? Like, how do you really know? Like, how do you feel? Because you look depressed. Like,
you know, for real.
I mean?
Like, whatever we put into our bodies, like, we're gonna feel that like some type of way. So it's definitely important to like really like see how you're feeling when you're eating certain foods and like digesting certain foods. Because even when I wasn't eating meat, like I felt like I was digesting stuff better. But then I was like, you know, maybe it was the meat I was eating. Like I was eating like the worst kind of meat.
That's the big,
you know?
That's the big thing for me, I think, is that the difference is that, you know, and the vegan studies, like they just take out all meat and all that shit. And it's like, of course you're going to be healthier if you take out all the terrible meat that you're eating. Yeah. And a lot of the meat that people do eat in America, I do think is not healthy. So I think meat is healthy, you know, when you get the right stuff, you know. And figuring out what it is for you, like you were saying.
Yeah.
personally. Everyone's so different,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Well, I have a question because I've been eating really bad. I was just telling Tori about how I've been going so hard with the KFC lately.
Yeah.
And I want to know, like, for the home cooked meals, what's like a quick and easy go-to meal for you?
Yeah, I mean,
at this point?
my favorite go-to easy meal is a stir fry, because you can do like whatever veggies you like. For me, I like zucchini, mushrooms, broccoli, put some onions and garlic and like just seasoning, and like that's super healthy. Just like on the stove, like
All in one big pan.
yeah, one pan, and like you can do some rice with it if you want, or like a little piece of fish, a little piece of salmon. It's really good. We did that the other night.
That was so
You
good.
know, or yeah, that's and a salad, a side salad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to put like nuts and beets and blueberries and like hemp seeds in my salads too, so they're like a little bit more.
Dress it
Yeah.
up. Okay. Do you have like a dressing alternative?
For dressings, you could go very light, like even with just like squeezing limes and salt and pepper and stuff on there. You could do a little bit of oil if you like a little bit of olive oil, or do olive oil, yeah, not like canola oil or anything like that. Yeah.
What's wrong with canola oil?
Canola oil, it's like processed, like it's artificial. It's more artificial. Yeah, you want to go for more natural, like olive oil, and like cold pressed is
Vegetable
a little
oil is
better.
not good either, right?
Vegetable oil is, I mean, I feel like people use it for baking and stuff, but
Yeah.
don't
I
wanna
use
it
that
for
too
cooking.
much. I need to.
Yeah, go like olive oil,
Yeah.
coconut oil.
Coconut oil too. Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
use that a little bit.
Yeah, I ride so hard for coconut oil. I use it for everything, literally.
Yeah, I know. Now I moisturize
Yeah,
myself
your whole
with it.
I was
body,
gonna
yeah.
say, when I think of coconut oil, I think more of like
Yeah.
moisturizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to get more into kind of the like working out type of thing. So hip hop meditation playlist
Oh, yeah.
is something that you have. How did you develop that, and what's your relationship with meditation?
So meditation is something I think that everyone should try at least.
Yeah.
You know, it's really helpful to, you know, I think everyone can relate that our minds are always racing and you can't go to sleep at night because you're just up thinking about a million things, and we need to really like quiet that to feel any sense of peace in our lives, I think. And so meditation is how you do that. That's how you slow down and quiet your mind, and you learn to, you know, breathe along with it. And breathing is like huge for our mental state as well.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to make, so sometimes like I'll just meditate to a beat because it's easy for me to breathe. Like I feel like getting in a rhythmic breathing for me, just maybe because I'm like very like, I'm a dancer, so I'm very like musical, and like for me, getting into the beat, breathing helps me get into that like state of meditation, you know, where you're like really not thinking, you're just like chilling for a second, like, you know.
The zone.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that helps for me. So I have so many friends in like the hip hop community, and like I really wanted to find a way to bring spirituality more into the hip hop community. And I'm already doing that with the hip hop music, so I'm like, I'm gonna just make like a playlist, and like I put a little video out to show people how like I do it, how I breathe along to the beat. And so yeah, I mean, hopefully some people found it helpful, like I use
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So
And
where
it's
can
gonna be
people?
a monthly thing
Oh, yeah.
too.
Okay, you're
I'm just gonna
switching
put
it
one
up.
out every month, yeah, like just a few songs, like 7 songs or something like that.
So how can people find you on Spotify, and how can they find your video?
So I have it on Instagram right now. Is mainly where I post stuff. And my Instagram is Ethereal Inferno. And yeah, you can find me on there, or if you, I don't know.
SoundCloud, the mixes are on SoundCloud.
Yeah, it's on my
the playlists are on YouTube.
I don't even know what my username is on SoundCloud, but find me on Instagram.
On IG,
Right,
everything will be
you'll
linked.
link it.
Yeah.
For now, anyways. I'm working on a website, but
Yeah, I think that'll be key.
Yeah,
That'll be
I've
great.
trying to
Building,
make it.
building everything
Yeah.
up. Building the.
I
Yeah.
want to make it myself, so I'm trying to like do that. But yeah, taking my time.
And I want you to talk about like, you know, what forms of exercise you do, because some people like think the only form of exercise is like cardio or going to the gym, lifting weights and stuff like that. But there's so many different ways you can exercise, especially like depending on your body type too. Like some people don't need like to go that hard, you know, as long as you're keeping up with your health. Like you don't need to like go run 5 miles, you know.
You hate.
Yeah, exactly. So talk about what you do with pole dancing, aerials, everything you do.
Yeah, so I do not exercise. Like, I do not like going to the gym. I hate going to the gym. I hate doing workouts. Like, I hate doing that stuff. But I do consider myself very, like, active person. Maybe even slightly athletic. Like, I don't know if you would call me
Definitely.
athletic.
I would call you athletic.
I think that's athletic, yeah. So, but yeah, I like pole is like a crazy full body workout for anybody. Like, even if you're not trying to be sexy, you're not trying to dance, you don't have to dance. Like, it's a crazy workout, like, for anybody. And it's so fun, and it's like, I use muscles for pole dancing that I've never even knew existed in my body. Like, it's great. It's like a full body workout. And aerials, too. I mean, aerials was probably the funnest thing, like, I've ever tried. And that was, like, I had the best butt when I did aerials. Like, my butt was mad nice. Like, I was so fit all the time. Like, I could climb up a freaking rope to the ceiling. Like, what?
Yeah,
You know?
like, it's
right.
It's
well, actually,
hard.
describe
like
that.
not-
Is it more rope? Because I've heard people do it with, like, cloth as well,
Yeah,
right?
so
like,
I
think
did
of
the
people
cloth
climbing
ones.
a curtain.
Yeah, that's what I did with the fabric. So they call it fabric or silks.
And how many feet off the ground are you getting sometimes?
Geez, I don't even know. My gym that I worked at, that I practiced at, I don't even know.
Probably like 40
It's like
feet,
20
50
feet or something.
You think it's at, I feel like it was so,
I don't know.
the place I went to with you or no?
That one was a shorter. I was at a
Oh,
higher
okay.
one before, but yeah, that I don't know. I really don't know.
Pretty
But
high.
It's high, yeah. It's high. Higher than this.
You're up there. And so it's pretty even between upper body and lower body. You kind of get it all around.
I would say. Yeah. There's people, you know, who would be able to climb the whole rope without their legs, and they go like this and climb
Oh
over
my
just their
God.
arms, and we'd all be like, wow, you know. So yeah, it's definitely both the upper and the lower. You need that upper strength, but your legs are a lot too. It's a lot of leg.
And it's the gravity too. So I was on this person, and they had this kind of like chair thing where you like strap your feet in and then go completely upside down, and it like releases a lot of the tension in your back.
Whoa.
Are you ever feeling
yeah.
like there's like a very big stress relief?
Oh yeah,
Used to
definitely.
it?
There's spots where you can like set yourself up because you're just like tying yourself up, like you said, in this curtain. And then if you do it, you know, the instructors will teach you how to do it in a way that you can like relax at some points and just like lay back and get a nice back stretch. It's like really nice. It's cool.
Yeah, I feel like any kind of like exercise or anything that you're like totally focusing your mind on and not thinking about anything else, like is such a good stress reliever.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And yoga too is another one that I do. Like, I do yoga like every day. If I don't do like a yoga video or something, I will at least do a basic like yoga flow stretch for myself because I just like need to. It's like my positive addiction that I need to like stretch every day.
Yeah, it's really good for you though.
Yeah, and I think like you feel it. I've been big into running for a while, and like you get to that point where it's almost like that addiction because you really feel like you're
feel the
missing something
difference,
on the day where you didn't do it.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm like tight, I'm like rusty, I'm like, I literally need to stop what I'm doing right now and stretch. Like, yeah, you feel it. But that's why I call it a good addiction. It's like, you could be addicted to something else, you know?
Yeah.
I'd rather be addicted to it.
And Jayna was in her first music video when she got out here.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Sister, for checking me out.
So this dude that I met at a party, his name's Tino. TNO Music is his IG. He hit me up in December, like before we even came out. Jayna even came out here. And he wanted a pole dance. He was like, do you know anybody that pole dances? Like, I want some pole dancers for my music video. I'm like, yes, actually, my best friend that's moving out here.
That's very
literally,
serendipitous.
like the day after she moved here, we pulled up on him, and you should have saw the cameras and
It was
everything,
so
the whole
dope.
setup that
This
they
was in
had
your
going
vlog,
on.
right?
Yeah.
It's in the vlog. Go check it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
It's in the
Tori Doublecup
vlog.
on YouTube.
But so if anybody needs a pole dancer for a music video, you got the girl right here. She's fucking amazing.
Thanks.
Very talented.
Thank you.
But
But yeah,
That's
that was
dope.
awesome.
Yeah. Did you have
That was
any
awesome.
other questions?
not really.
Yeah, I think that wraps
was
it up.
awesome.
Did you have any shout outs and then you definitely have to plug everything that you're doing.
Yeah, like let people know about your services that you're providing right now. Like she's still in school, but Jayna knows so much.
Yeah.
So much
Yeah.
that she's told me like she's taught me so many things, like between spirituality, health, everything, like so many different things that Jayna's put me on to, and she does her fucking research on so many things that really can help you in like more natural ways, and I just think that's amazing because there's so many unnatural, easy ways to do shit nowadays, and it's just bad.
Yeah, you almost have to fight for the natural
Yeah.
way of life nowadays with so many toxins and literally everything. But yeah, I do health coaching, I do holistic health coaching, and I also do spirituality coaching. And I mean, if you want to do pole dance lessons, I do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's what
So find her on IG. We'll put her IG below in this video. And yeah, did you want to talk about anything else?
Oh, that was awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming through. I feel I got a really big education out of this because I think for guys especially too, they're a little more shut off to almost everything we talked about. So it's like getting the vocab and understanding like where to start, like finding a real solid starting point. And I think we got to that today. So thanks so much for coming on.
Yes, I'm so happy to be part of it.
All right, FREQ podcast. We're signing out.
Signing out, guys. Thanks for watching.